What is going on, everyone? My name's Moat, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map, in the purple color, playing as Loki. His name is Goldline. His partners today in the yellow color playing as Ra. His name is Icaro, and in the teal color playing as Uranus. His name is Nullus, and together they make Fade 2. That's their name, F2. That's what F2 stands for, guys. And I bet you can't wait for the finals where we reveal what UCAS stands for this whole time. Their opponents today in the blue color playing as Ra. His name is Joe. His partners today in the green color playing as Loki. His name is Shelty. And playing in the red color as Zeus. His name is Skadi. And together they make the deities of death. They are apparently gods of death because they kill their opponents, you know. And we do have, what are these god comp? We got a Loki here from Shelty. We got a Ra from Joe. And a Zeus. A little bit of an interesting pick here from Joe going with the Ra and from Icaro going with the Ra. On a map like this, normally in a 1v1, Ra would be like king on this map because you get like safe gold mines. You can just teleport over to here with a rock. You get the docks here. It's a fantastic Egyptian map. This is absolutely beautiful Egyptian map. But in a team game on this sort of map, Norse reigns supreme here, man. The speed that Norse can go in at, the fish boom that he can do. And he can just wipe out the entire map with timings. And I'm surprised to not see more Lokis here because Loki would go real nicely. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised to see the Uranus here because Uranus, man, you're really going to struggle here with these fishing spots. There are 2 fish spots each. Your one dock gets one. This fishing ship over here, given how far it has to travel, is working at about half a ship here. Yeah, such is life. Anyways, we'll see how these god comps go. And sorry, excuse me, dying. I am dying. So I've been dying for the past week. Second cold in like a month or something. It's pretty ridiculous. Anyways, these guys at this level can kind of play any god. At a fairly decent level, and we see Skadi. Obviously, he's one of those players who can play everything really well. And same with Shelty. Joe's been showing his random gods a little bit of late, but he's still a tried and true Egyptian abuser. And Nullus, while we normally see him go Uranus, he has been seen going everything else under the sun. And Goldline definitely can play all the Greeks, all the Norses, all the Atlanteans, all the Egyptians, all the things. And Icaro definitely has got that random god on lock as well. So we'll see how this is all going to go. We've got relics in the middle, the mithril horseshoes. Fantastic relic here for either, probably actually for the Ra players. If they can get their hands on this relic, man, desert wind, mithril horseshoes, Ra camelry. Oh. Let me hear those. Is it 8 speed? It might be 7.8 or something, but it's so ridiculously fast. Those camelry just fly around the map. If I ever see that relic as Ra, I'm just like, I don't even care about the game. I'm just going straight Osiris, getting Desert Wind, and just going 8.4 according to Hagrid. If you guys don't know Hagrid, he is a fantastic human. Go check him out on the Twitches. He is a Wikipedia of AOM information for sure. All right, we got the temple coming up now for Icaro. Everything is on the way for Goldline and everything else. What if we push some buttons here? We got Tar coming through here for Joe. Hermes coming through for Skadi. Forseti coming through for Shelty. Prometheus, Forseti for Nullus and Goldline, respectively. little bit of a late advance here from Icaro, but he is going through Ptar. A bunch of villagers onto the gold. This is clearly going to be a fast 2-town center here or a crazy dock spam. Doesn't look like there's too much real strategy going into this game here from Fade 2. The strat, really in team games, I'm going to be honest with you. If you go into a team game with a strategy, like a solid strategy, where everybody knows what everyone's trying to do, you're going to win the game 9 times out of 10. Because coordination is king here in team games. Coordination is king. If everyone does something similar, you're going to be in a much better position to win the game than otherwise. And what this game looks like is we're just going to be opting into a boom fest. So both teams going in for a boom fest with a Loki in the middle, a pocket Loki going to be running around raiding, which is one way to play the game, I guess. But it will be all about mid-game power spikes or early, late-game power spikes. So we'll see how that all goes. Anyways, the village is coming over here, going to grab the town center. You can see Joe's got his second town center already before Icaro gets his town center. But one thing that Icaro could do here is rush an immediate third town center, just because of the nature of these maps here. It's bigger, it's easier to hold on to, but we do see the center would come in and kind of deny that, so it's going to be a little bit riskier to go this late and get the town center up, but we'll see how it goes. Well, the village is coming. Will we see any cabinets? I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see not a single ship getting made. Though Nullus, as the Aranos player, one thing that I didn't really note here or even think about, this map, while it is sort of like an Anatolia, so Atlantia, not the best, it is also kind of like a Midgard. So you can just run past and just run in and start raiding on this position while the opponent has to chase him around. And the map is huge, and you can't cut him off, so he can just run all the way around the map. So building a couple of Barim here for Nullus will be a fantastic idea. Meanwhile, we've got Gold Line pushing in here with Nullus getting very aggressive onto Shelty's Loki here. We see a rain coming in. As it's looking like Shelty's forward longhouse. It's actually a really nice distraction. He doesn't need this longhouse kind of at all. But the problem here for Shelty is he has to wait for Scardy, who's going 3 town centers. He has to wait for Joe, who's going fast heroic. So Shelty is basically just going, yeah, I'm 1v2 here. And he's deciding to fight this. He can't be fighting this here. There's too many units, and geez, like Gold Lion just completely wins this. A couple of very low HP Hersa here for Shelty. He's going to be running into Scardy's town centers to try and help him out here as Nullus is pushing in, going to lose that Murmillo, almost losing a Hersa. Doesn't quite lose it. Maybe going to lose another Murmillo. Nice play there for Team DoD. Meanwhile, we've got some raids coming in for Shelty. He's looking to hit something here. Imagine if these Hersa were home. Probably actually could have won this fight, but he's just not going for it. He's looking for something to attack. There's houses. There's villages that are very safe and protected in the base for Gold Line. Now Gold Line coming and picking off more houses of Shelty. Shelty chucking his healing spring in. There is this gold mine, which is completely open here. He does have a gold mine in the back here. He can build a longboat, ferry units across, make a transport ship, whatever he wants to get those gold mines on the outsides of the map. This is Moat. I didn't make that clear, but this is Moat. So there's gold mines on the outside, which are going to be safe from this sort of land aggression that Fade 2 is going for. We see our Locust here onto this location with the help of some Hersa, but the tried and true do nothing. Do nothing and profit. One day I will... Oh. I have to do something eventually. The do nothing and profit succeeds here for Gold Lion. He's going to lose a couple more dwarves. Potentially, but... There you go, dwarves. He's got a lot of low HP dwarves, but did not lose many at all. And now Joe is down a heroic age god power. Did get a lot of idle villager time though on that gold mine. And Joe's got his mid-doll up. He's going to start making those cavalry. We still see mithril horseshoes in the middle of the map. Feels bad. But now Joe can push, like, he's got everything he wants. He's huge. And Shelty, while he's like taking some damage in the Hersa department, he hasn't lost any villagers so far. So he's completely fine here. This pressure that Fade 2 have put onto Shelty, it's just really not done all too much. So the armory coming up as well. And now they're going to have to contend with a completely untouched Ra player here. We see the Locust coming in here, and that's what a Locust is supposed to look like. That is absolute demise here. Let's check out the villagers left. 50 villagers now. That's down from probably 60. Absolutely huge. We see a Shifting Sands coming in. What was the Shifting Sands for? I don't see any yellow units being shifted. I would have liked to have seen like a Shifting Sands onto the back gold mine or something. That would have been huge. But that's really big. But Scardy's 3 town centers, so killing off Scardy's villages, while it's going to hurt and help Icaro a lot, it's not going to be a game-ending Locust there at all. It's just like Scardy's just going to try and hold for as long as he can. And Joe's going to be the big problem here. We see some raids coming in, hitting gold lions, dwarves. Everyone's dwarves getting taken out. Where are the walls? There's no walls up here in this game. The dwarves, the raids are just... This is not what I'm used to be seeing from these players. These players are just going, you know what? Map's fucked. We're not going to build any walls. We're just going to go for complete chaotic gameplay here. We see the watchtowers doing some damage here. Hyperion looks like it's coming through as well. Oh, let's go this one. Yes, I got it. Okay. Now you can see the text. The resources are just a little bit too chaotic, hey? And now the Hursars chasing each other as gold lines just moving around. Both teams have sustained a lot of damage here, and both teams have got an out of control Ra ready to just go. And this is kind of going to be all about which Ra can hit the stronger timing, basically. Because right now, Scardy needs something here. Scardy needs like Bellerophon, basically. The Pitsukos he can't deal with because the Odysseus just gets completely destroyed. Does like next to no damage against the Pitsukos anyways with 480 HP. The Hippocon do nothing against those spearmen. We see a Migdol Stronghold going up in the face of Icaro. And over here we see these cavalry and chariots just walking around, going to be looking for some raids somewhere. Wouldn't be surprised to see Joe move forward Migdol Stronghold this town center as well, or even just take it straight up. Though I think potentially just going Horus here. He's going through Osiris. A little bit slower take here. I think maybe Horus onto this town center completely destroys Nullus. One town center at this point would be lights out for Nullus. But the Osiris taking a bit slow. Osiris is generally the god you go against Atlantean, but opting to not do that one there. As we're seeing the raids just continue to just destroy everything. And unless he's thinking about getting this relic, in which case Osiris Camel. Big thumbs up. Don't care. I don't even care about the game. Just get Osiris Camels with mithril horseshoes. But over here we see towers going up. Icaro's spending a lot on this push. He has managed to take this town center down. He will be able to continue pushing here. These watchtowers, he doesn't have sun-dried mud brick, so all of these buildings are at their full cost. Sun-dried mud brick makes this push a lot more potent because the resources don't cost. They cost like next to nothing. Surprised to see no markets up just yet from Icaro. No trade here, but the trade has started for Joe. So. And he's actually going to a safe town center, it looks like, going to Shelty's hometown center maybe. You definitely have to trade to a teammate's town center because you get a bonus on the income. But you don't have to trade all the way over to the furthest town center here if it's a little bit dangerous. Doesn't matter that much. And now we see the town center coming up for Icaro. And Scardy and Shelty are just going to have to play... Please keep me alive in this game here. And is there a Bragi? There's Bragi for both Gold Lion and Shelty here. So those Hursa could come in and destroy all those Pitsukos, but there is a rock here that can pick them up. So we'll see how that's going to go. Now we've got the Migdol Stronghold going up in the face of Nullus. who is very much struggling here to deal with what's coming. And Gold Line's moving in with his own Herser to help out. We've got the Rock here ready to pick up those Myth units. Doesn't want to lose those too easily, especially that Mummy. The Mummy is absolutely key. The Son of Osiris comes in. These Herser, only 20% hack armor. Son of Osiris does tons of damage to it. We've got villagers going to snipe down this watchtower. They get bonus damage against towers, so nice choice there. He can now start spamming out towers if he wants to in this location. We see the military barracks about to go down, as Shelty now coming over onto this location now. Icaro as going through Osiris again as well. I'm genuinely surprised here. This is if you guys are aware of chess, this is essentially just like one player's castled king side, the other player's castled queen side, and they're both just pushing everything at their opponent. Whoever gets through to the opponent's king first wins. And not going Horus means this location here is just more challenging to pick off. So we got the Migdol's coming up now for Joe. And now the Horus coming through. He's decided to change it. He's changing his mind, realizes what sort of situation he's in. He is in a base race situation. Icaro is absolutely gigantic here. 5 town centers, Joe's 4 town centers, but Icaro hasn't started his trade route. He hasn't started his trade route, which means, oh, sorry, I tell a lie. He has started his trade route. Okay. But the trade is here for some reason. I mean, okay. It's been denied. The trade has been denied. And now Joe can go up to 5 town centers himself. Just being completely fine here. And more of these buildings will fall as we're starting to see these buildings going down. These buildings are sort of important because the tornado kills off this location here. We see fortified town centers coming in. Will Scardy know to get Masons here? He needs to get Masons. He needs to get fortified town centers. And then the tornado, I mean, there's going to be catapults and everything. So the town center probably still goes down, but it survives for a little bit longer. And now we've got Joe still pushing through. He has to take down some more military buildings. What is the villager count here for Joe? That's the question. 77 villagers, 12 caravans, 8 fishing ships. This needs to look like 80 fishing ships, 30 camel caravans if he wants to sustain 5 town centers here and get upgrades. And there's the tornado onto this location. You can see the town center is going to be, oh god, he's losing a lot of extra buildings here, so maybe the town center won't go down, though it should. Town center should go down, and it just barely goes down. There we go. Good play here from Icaro. He's managed to take down this. We do have Scardy here. Oh, sorry, Shelty here already with his army. So there's not, this push actually not going to work out as good as he otherwise would have hoped. Just like 6 priests here. This is not what you want here. You got Pitsukos to deal with myth units. You do not need priest here at this point. The Pitsukos will more than happily take down the battle ball. The priests just slow you down. Too much population there in non-building units. And now you can just push in again, get some more towers down. Let's change this. Alright, and now we see the Avenger here as well. Absolutely huge. Ready to snipe villagers down, and Scardy has got a ceasefire. There's this town center here that has not been grabbed. We'll see if that one's going to get grabbed. Icaro going immediately there as he sees the ceasefire and sees it hasn't been grabbed. Does not want to allow that one onto the DoD team here. But Icaro is doing everything he can to keep the dreams of Fade 2 alive in this semi-final. Joe's Son of Osiris is going for a wander. Oh, and now he's had enough. Okay. Just wants to say good day to Asgeir Spearmender. What kind of hammer-wielding Norseman uses a spear, though? Let's be real. I can axe, I can understand, but a spear? No, no, no. And now Icaro needs to keep pushing it. I'm surprised to see no walls here or anything while that was on. Could set up walls and then catapult, towers, etc. Keep pushing. Icaro 6. Town centers, goal line 3. Ikuro should be feeding Nullus at this point to keep him alive. Which, if we check the post game quickly, I think he is. He's only given 1,700 resources, so it's really not enough to keep Nullus full population. Siege Towers pushing in. Ukulana trying to come in. Gold Lines flaming weapons doing a lot of damage here and really slowing Joe down. Hell on the way now for Gold Lions. Skadi with Lightning Storm, able to keep him alive even longer. The Medusa can come in, snipe some bazookas. Really, really nice choice there to go Hera instead of the Feisters here. That's huge. It's not going to allow Skadi to push back against Ikuro, but he will be able to hold on for longer. Which is kind of everything that matters here. We see Shelty now going to attempt to push in and take down this town center. He's got a lot of Hersa onto this location. He can just simply right-click on this. He's got Hell on the way, so these are going to be some very, very strong Hersa, but he's deciding to go elsewhere. We see the Nidhogg flying in from up above. And here's the problem here for Joe. There's not enough economy to get those upgrades. You can see, look at this. He's got no armory upgrades, no nothing. He's just trying to get full population on his military. And he just needs more economy going here. More economy everywhere we see. He's trading with his own town center. A little bit of a mistake there. Maybe this is the best town center to go to. I don't know. I think going to a teammate is always better. Not sure. There's another Nidhogg coming in. Looks like the Son of Osiris is getting bounced back and forth. 40 HP remaining. Ikuro back to full supply here. Back to taking down Skadi's town center. We'll be able to clean this one up. And it's looking as if Nidhogg coming in for Gold Line. Nidhogg versus Shelty Nidhogg. Oh, the Arcus get completely burned. You have to Alt X your Arcus because the splash damage is about, is it 3 splash damages area of effect or 6 splash damage? 6 area of effect? I don't know. But if you Alt X onto your Arcus, they're going to spread out so they don't all take splash damage from the Nidhogg. But the Nidhogg's taking a lot of damage each. Town Center coming back up for Joe. Town Center here still alive somehow, some way for Skadi. And like, he can get back into this game. Getting fully upgraded Toxotes here would help out a ton at this point in just holding on to this location. So if there's any spare resources for Skadi to just get those upgrades, that would be huge. But it looks like Skadi's just going to leave his base right now, going elsewhere. And funnily enough, we still don't see any attempted utilization of the outside of this map. Neither team has scouted it. They're just like, you know what would be cool? Midgard, except with the water being a thin strip. That would be cool. That's what they're saying by how they're playing this game. And we see Joe retreating yet again. So the Nidhogg needs to be taken down. There is a fire giant here. So Catapult still coming in. This talent center did end up getting picked off. And Shelty going to try and come in and grab this town center for himself. It looks like some towers coming up for Ikuro though. He doesn't want to allow that one to go into the hands of DoD. Because at the moment, Fade 2 looks like they're in an equal position in terms of population. Is it? No. It's like DoD's just completely crushing it in terms of population. It's like 5, 8, 9 town centers to 7 town centers. And this one here isn't secured yet. So this is 8 town centers, and this is 9. So it's currently 40 population advantage for DoD. So we see the Underworld Passage here from Skadi coming in. Well, where's he going? Oh, pushing in onto this location, going after Ikuro's town center. We'll see if this is going to work. Immediately throwing watchtowers down everywhere here. There isn't crenellations, it doesn't look like, for the watchtowers, but crenellations is on the way. Going to hit the trade route of Ikuro. This is a brilliant Underworld from Skadi. Really nice team play here, utilizing that one to allow Joe to get in onto the trade route, onto the back town center, set up these towers to cut off all of that gold economy from Ikuro and potentially relieve some of the pressure here that Ikuro has managed to put on this one as he has to retreat back. I've got no idea what he used his shifting sands on earlier in the game, but bet you he wishes he had shifting sands now to deal with this underworld that's going on. Because all he would have to do is just shift into here with a bunch of siege towers and some chariot archers, and he'd be okay. But it's like the towers will get set up. One thing that Joe can't do in this location is repair this underworld. So every single point of damage done onto this is really, really big. Meanwhile, still trying to push through here. We do have some ballaster coming out now for Gold Lion. He's got the Fire Giant. He's got the ballaster. He's got some Herser. Just needs to throw up walls, make sure those are safe here. Let's see if he can keep going. He's going to keep building these siege towers. I love the siege towers instead of catapults. A lot of players in this situation would go catapults first. No, you go siege towers because they take longer to get killed. And then you go catapults once all the towers are set up, because then the catapults are safe. But before the towers are set up, you kind of need just siege towers just as a distractionary measure, if anything. Now we see Nahus slowly pushing back in onto this location. He does have a small amount of villages here. Is that it? Yeah, he's got 6 citizens. Oh, and he's got 8 citizens. Well, it looks like Ikaro does decide to tap out. He's not going to be able to come back and push out of this location here. And DoD managed to hold on to win this game in 24 minutes and 38 seconds. What a game here. Really, really nice play from Joe. Just steamrolling ahead, getting all the town centers, all of the economy. Played it really nicely. Really nice defense of that double early from Joe. From Shelty here as well. That was actually vital that he managed to not lose any villages against that double. It was essentially just Herser he lost, and he was raiding as well while it was going on. Ikaro played pretty nicely here. Got a very, very lucky locust there onto the villages and killed off a ton, which is really allowed Ikaro to be in a similar position to what Joe was in, but just not fast enough to push past all of Skadi and be in a similar position to where Joe got to against Nahus. And in general, just well played by DoD in this series. Get to go into the finals. I do believe they're playing against Yuga. I could be wrong about that. Haven't seen the other side of the semifinals, nor do I want to. We will watch the finals at some point when it's played. And if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, yes, and the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.